Hi, Scorpio. I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for March 2015. This month, I laid out the Rainbow Tarot spread for you and pulled an additional card from Doreen Virtue's Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. Please tune into my channel at the middle of the month, Scorpio, for my special editions that I will be running. This month's feature will be about luck for your sign, Scorpio, so be sure to check that out. Now, on to your reading for March 2015. The first card you have in your layout today is the card of death. This card to me doesn't really symbolize a physical death, although that can happen. That would be in regard to something. But usually it is a card of transformation, something ending so something new can begin. There's a real feeling of completion here. I'm hearing like something being finished for you. And I hear you're really glad to be done with it and move on. So to me, that tells me some circumstance in your life is finally finished and over, and now you're moving on from it. Honestly, for some of you Scorpios, I do feel that you have recently lost someone that was important to you, a family member, through a passing. But I feel it's already happened, like it's occurred, and now you're in the aftermath of that. And I feel this person was sick for a long time. My feeling is that they had cancer or some kind of terminal or long-term illness, and now that suffering is over. So I feel you're sad and like are grieving, but there's this sense of peace prevailing here because I feel like that it had been something that was going on for a long time that was um, hard to watch and emotionally deal with because you had a lot of emotions tied to this situation. I feel for many of you Scorpios, you're going to be traveling in good company with other people. Now, in some regards, they mean you are feeling the same. You all are feeling the same about what this passing an event that just occurred. So you're together in camaraderie that way. But I also feel in some instances for you, some of you Scorpios, it means literally traveling in a company with people, going somewhere in a group with travel. So it can mean that literally too, in two different ways. For some of you Scorpios, I hear a marriage commitment has ended. So whether this is through the loved one that passed or through a divorce. So some of you Scorpios just went through a divorce, like it just happened or it's happening now in this month of March. But you've got some endings for many of you Scorpios. You have some different endings going on here. I feel some of you Scorpios are going to be feeling a little bit lonely, confused, and a little bit lost. Kind of like you're wondering what your next step is going to be. Like you're almost like your equilibrium is thrown off. I'm feeling like a little dizzy and out of balance feeling that you're feeling because now you have to formulate some new ideas or plans or take some next steps that are going to be, you just went through some life altering experiences, whether it was somebody, a circumstance that ended for you, no matter what, in what regard that ended, it was something that made an effect on you. And now you've got some things to think about and decide upon. The next card you have in your layout today, Scorpio, for March 2015, I don't really like this card for you. I'm sorry. You have Eight of Swords. I'm sorry. It's not a horrible card, but it's a card of, it's like being trapped in an emotional prison. It can mean that. It can also be being trapped in a situation that you feel stuck in, like you don't know how to get out of it or you are unable to get out of it at this time. And there's the woman in the card is blindfolded. That means there's unseen factors here, either things you don't know about or that haven't been revealed to you yet, or it could be secrets being kept from you. But either way, you're bound and trapped in some kind of situation or feeling. And I do get that many of you have been feeling really out of sorts lately, and I do feel that you are going to get a boost from a friend is coming in. And the friend has the first initial A because I'm seeing that. So hopefully that'll make sense to some of you Scorpios out there. I feel like some of you almost feel like a tea kettle to me on the stove getting ready to boil. Like you're bubbling and boiling. Like I feel some of you really are very unsure about what you want to do, or like the feeling of like anticipation of or adrenaline or like anxiety of wanting to do something, but not being sure like what steps to take. Like there's some kind of like uncertainty about what it is you're going to do or what you need to do. You may generate some problems in your family if you start to act out. So try to control any frustrations or uh, energies that you have that are overwhelming to you. I would seriously recommend if you belong to a gym to go there, exercise, lift weights. If you don't, I would walk or jog. You need to do some kind of physical outlet to get this frustration, because otherwise you're going to start lashing out at people in your family and getting upset. Even though this closing, like it's very weird. On one hand, I feel the ending of this, there's peace, but yet for some reason in you, you doesn't look to me like you latch on to that peaceful feeling. It's like it stirs up a lot of stuff in you. So just be guarded, and I would do a lot of physical activity and exercise at this time, and stay away from caffeine or any kind of sugary or caffeinated drinks, because it's going to agitate you. Like I wouldn't drink any Monster drinks or any soda that has a lot of caffeine in it. Stay away from coffee, anything like that that could produce, because you've already got that feeling. That's what I'm picking up. Like that feeling's already going on inside of you. If you aggravate that, you're like the teapot ready to boil and, explode here. So, definitely, do as much physical activity as you can, Scorpio. Now, crowning your reading today, you have the Fool. And the Fool is a card to me that symbolizes going on a new journey, starting on a new path, going out on new horizons with high hopes, and also, um, you know, good intentions and feeling good about what you're getting ready to do. However, you do have to be careful not to be too naive or rush in too foolishly, because you have to proceed with caution. You don't want to be caught off guard by anything. I feel like you are totally ready to start out on your own, create and start a new life for yourself. There was another sign that had a similar message as well. You're really getting ready to strike out big, like strike out, go forward. And it's like, I feel like you're going forward by yourself. So I don't know quite what to make of that. It doesn't mean you don't have a romantic partner or you're not connected romantically. But if you are, I don't feel like you live with them or they're integrated in your life to such a degree that where you go, like you're independent here in this story. That's what it is. You're independent. You're stepping out here on your own. I do get you having anxiety over this, but I do see you jumping out there at leaps and bounds, like big leaps. Once you jump out of there, like you're so happy that you make some real big strides or steps early on. There's a lot of energy in you and behind you. So what's good thing here, Scorpio, is I see you channeling that energy of bubbled up, like confusion and frustration or whatever you want to say that came up with the Eight of Swords. You seem to get it sorted out and release it in a positive way by the time you get to the Fool, because in the card of the Fool, you are like, there's right at the beginning you have that feeling, but then you're happy. There's so much enterprise and joy that's going to circulate through you as you leap forward now. March is a telling month for you in the sense that it's like a page turner, like you're turning a chapter or a page in your life in the month of March. So once again, as I've said in all the signs that I've done so far, I haven't finished them all yet, but I've done many, and they've all come up that something is very significant now about the month of March and going into April. So astrologically speaking, you astrologer knowledgers out there want to write to me or write on the comment boards below, because you may know what's happening that's affecting it as being such a strong and prominent time in this year of 2015. This March, April timeframe really comes up strong right now. I do hear that some of you are going to be contributing to some behind the scenes projects. If any of you are involved in any big fairs that travel around the country, any big fair circuits or a big fair that happens in your town, I do see some of you actually are involved in that. They're actually bringing that up specifically. But whether it's that or not, it is getting involved in some behind the scenes activities. I see you getting involved in that. I see you really displaying yourself positively right now out in the workforce in particular. So if any of you make anything of any kind of crafts or anything that you make, doesn't matter what it is. If you're a quilter and you make quilts, if you're great at, crafting furniture or restoring antique furniture and doing refinishing, I'm seeing that go on my head. Anything like that, anything that you're good at, I see you also, you're excelling in it. Doesn't matter. You could be, a surgeon, and all of a sudden, not that you weren't a good surgeon before, but your surgical skills, maybe you're going to come up with something in the line of surgery that's groundbreaking, and your name is now going to be attached to a specific procedure. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what you're in, you're getting ready for some big advancements. But it comes up that some of the things that you do are really behind the scenes. I don't know why that was mentioned, but that does come up. But I do feel you having some notoriety and success coming to you where people are going to know something positive about you that they're going to talk about. That comes up here with the Fool. So that's good news, Scorpio. I'm happy for you. I like it when good news comes up in the signs. We do have to, life is full of ups and downs, so I don't like it when we have to travel through those unpleasant situations, but I'm always happy when the good ones are popping up. Now, here you have, in your next card in the layout, you have King of Cups. Now, King of Cups could be you if you are a water sign, if you're a Scorpio male watching this, because this is a water sign male card. This would either be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign. For some of you, this is not you, because I pick up that you have a great deal of distrust for this fellow. That's the words they used. So for some of you, this is not you. I'm picking up the words feeling of complacency and annoyance. Those two words come up with this guy in regard to you. I feel that there's been trouble communicating with this King of Cups. You've had trouble with communicating with him. For some of you, he's angry at you for something you did. Wow, for some of you, he is a guy that's even going to write a tell-all book, and will be writing a tell-all book. So yikes, I don't know what that's about, but that's not going to apply to all of you, obviously. That's very specific, but it is coming up. I feel like you're going to be judged harshly by his words. This is a man that's not happy with you for some reason. I almost feel like he feels that you've said something. Like either if he's somebody you work with, maybe he feels like he's going to say you gossip too much at work, or make some kind of accusation about you telling somebody something. That comes up here. It could be a family member saying that to you, or feeling that way, like a brother, or a father. It could also be, it just comes up like somebody's accusing you of you saying something about them behind their back. Whether it's true or not, it may be an unjust accusation here, Scorpio. I'm not saying it's factual, but I'm getting this guy may come in and accuse you of that because there's communication problems with you and this man. I feel that you just need to be on your guard. There may be something he is going to say or do about you behind your back in a negative way. It may not be a huge thing. It might be something small. But now, as I always say, Scorpio, this is a general reading, so these messages are not going to apply to all of you Scorpios. That's why I really encourage people to start watching their rising signs, especially if you're watching on a month that you feel like, well, the other months made sense to me, but this month doesn't. I would definitely find out what your rising sign or ascendant is and watch those videos, because you may find that particular month is going to speak to you more than this one. But for some of you, this guy comes up as someone with a bit of an axe to grind against you. That's not going to be the case for all of you. He can also show up here as a father figure to some of you, a father or a stepfather or father figure that has some kind of breathing issues and lung issues. I'm getting like COPD or severe like chronic asthma, or he's got something wrong with his lungs and his esophagus and maybe his tongue too. So he may be a completely different person for you in this fact of this father figure that has some kind of serious health issues going on right now. I'm sorry to see that for you, Scorpio. I hope that whoever this King of Cups is in your life gets better soon. He is going through some kind of trauma. If he's the father figure, he may be calling you and asking you for some kind of help or assistance, because I hear asking for assistance is coming up here. I feel like he's got problems with his lungs. It just keeps coming up as breathing, lungs. So we should definitely all send prayers and healing energies. I was thinking about that because some health issues came up for some other signs too. And I'm going to start making a conscious effort after I'm done each reading where anybody with health issues comes up to certainly say prayers and ask for healing and focus on Archangel Raphael and his green healing energy to heal the people that come up, because once in a while it is coming up with some real health issues for some of these people in the cards. So sorry for that for you about this King of Cups. Now, in your outcome card of the tarot portion of your reading, Scorpio, for this March 2015 reading, you have the World. And that's a positive card in the sense that the world is about control. It's about you gaining control. It can be the spirit guides around you and the planets in the heavens conspiring to help give you that control. Some of you Scorpios are casting aside any and all shadows of doubt and moving. That if you've been pondering that or fretting over it and thinking, I don't know if I should do that, or I'm thinking about moving but having anxiety or trepidation about it, I see many of you are going to make this leap and move out of your home. Some of you that are Scorpios are going to be receiving grants, government loans, and assistance. This could be because your house got ruined by Hurricane Sandy or some other natural disaster. This could be money coming to you through those channels for college, or furthering your education, getting a PhD or a master's. This money could also come up for a small business loan if you wanted to start your own business. But I do pick up many of you Scorpios, for some reason or another, are getting government grants, loans, and or assistance. Because I do feel this is going to be very prominent for many of you, because it is carving out your future. So you will be using this. It's important to you to get this money for your future. For some of you, you will be picking out a lot or a property and building a home from the beginning, because I'm hearing staking out your property, and they do put stakes in the ground where they're going to build a home, and I do pick that up. So some of you are buying some land that either had a home that got torn down and you're building on it, or you're tearing it down and building on it, because it's new ground to me. It looks cleared. It's cleared ground. You have a spiritual thing that's coming up for you as well. Every sign had that this month. Yours is communicating with the deceased. I feel that if any of you have loved ones that have crossed over to the other side that you think about or miss, um, I don't want to say this to scare you. So put this intention out there that if you think that seeing them would scare you too much, then please, by all means, say, please don't show yourself to me, because I feel some of you are either going to have a vision in your mind of a deceased loved one, or an actual visitation and appearance of a deceased loved one, or you will be dreaming of a deceased loved one. But it comes more to me like you're going to be getting communication, like real direct, from someone that you care about that's crossed over from the other side. So that's not to be feared, Scorpio, because if you had a good connection with them and they love you and you love them, it's just, it could be just them showing up to show you that they're watching you and caring about you, and seeing what's going on in your life, and maybe even interacting, because I do believe, some people may not believe in this, but I do believe the deceased does interact with our lives. They can put us in the right place to meet the right person at the right time, or to avoid an accident if it's not really your destiny or time to go. Um, or the news about a specific job that would be perfect for you is going to come at you out of nowhere. I do believe our deceased loved ones do intercede in our life and on our behalf. So it's positive that I feel that, this deceased loved one to you is showing up. I do feel that you are going to be generating a lot of wealth for your family with decisions that you are going to make. That does come up as a prominent message for you in this month of March 2015, Scorpio. And I do feel that you are going to be lending a hand, a helping hand to someone who has a crisis that they're going through. So even though that I pick up some interesting and maybe passing away of someone in your life that meant a lot to you, I see you may be involved in lending a helping hand to somebody that's going through some crisis, like someone in their life passed away, or they're getting a divorce. Like, I feel like you're going to do very similar to things that have gone on for you in your life. You are now going to turn around and be of counsel and care to some people that you care about in your life, or even people that, whether they're related to you not, or a friend or family or not, you may just start doing that kind of advice, like making yourself available to someone, like being kind of like their shoulder to cry on, or their mentor. I'm seeing that come up for you as well here. And I'm hearing those messages that are going to be delivered to you by spirit. The guides today would like to recommend you keep record of them and write them down, as they're going to be very important. Either you are going to write a book and journal this kind of thing, or you're just journaling it because it's going to be helpful to you, of things that you're going to need to know that are going to come at you in the future. So any spiritual guidance you receive right now, Scorpio, I would seriously write it down. And I do feel like your mind is like a sponge right now, Scorpio, and that you are going to be learning and gobbling up any kind of information that you can at this time on any subject that's important to you. Doesn't matter if it's spirituality, psychic development, and spiritual subjects. For some of you, it is that. It's the metaphysical world. For some of you, it could be about what you're learning, new techniques in your job, and new things you're going to implement or try. Doesn't matter. You could be a chef learning new dishes that you're going to start creating a cookbook or build a menu around. It could be that. It could be medical procedures, as I spoke of earlier. But I get many of you Scorpios are really delving in deep to some subjects that are near and dear to your heart, and very important for what work it is you are going to be doing. Some of you are going to be directing something, directing some kind of production or piece that's going to be aired on TV, or it's going to be seen by the public. That's also coming up here too for you Scorpios. So, hope that was of some help to you, made sense to some of you Scorpios out there. Now for the Doreen Virtues Healing with the Angel Oracle card part of your reading, you have Answered Prayer. That's an excellent card. What a beautiful card to end your reading with, Scorpio. I got this for some other sign too. I don't remember which one got it, but you are going to be developing your belief in God and your connection deeper and deeper here. And I'm going to take a minute to say here, across the board, almost every sign, spirituality and increasing spirituality and connections to the spirit world have come up over and over. So I feel like as a planet, maybe we're crossing through some kind of gateway and elevating the vibration of our planet up to a higher octave or level. I don't know what to say here, but it's coming up even for every single sign I've done so far, and I only have a couple more to do. So that's kind of big news, I think. I also hear your empathic side of your nature is going to be developed, and you are going to be able to start reading people at a distance, afar. And I'm getting empathically is through feelings. So to me, that's what that means. So I feel some of you are really going to be developing your spiritual side strongly and your psychic abilities that we all possess, that you're going to be working on yours. And I do get that you are going to have more belief in yourself, and a renewed sense of purpose is part of the prayer that is being answered here for you. And that you're going to be generating a lot of goodwill and good wealth for your family. And I see you very connected and concerned about children that are either your children or children in your family are going to be, and also like the future of your family as a whole. Like, where is your family going? Not even just you moving forward and you getting over things and conquering new things and taking on new tasks. I see you worrying about your family as a collective. Like, where are, you put insert your last name here. Where are we, the whatever, going forward into the future? That's also you're going to be your concern, your heritage, the legacy you're leaving behind as a family is also very important here, which I find interesting. So I hope this reading was of some help to you, Scorpio. And please remember to tune into my channel at the middle of the month for the special feature on luck for your sign, Scorpio. And please also follow me on Facebook at theluckymermaid.llc, and also on my tweets on Twitter at theluckymermaid, because I do post things there every day that you're not going to be able to see here. I wish you a great month of March, Scorpio, and know that I wish you many blessings